Hey guys, okay, you're going to run through some settings for your ButtonBox. So, first off, we want to make sure that we have Arduino, Shake It Wind, and Control Mapper on the left-hand side menu. If you don't, then head over to Add Remove Features and just scroll through and just make sure they're enabled and enable Showing Left Menu. Just go through and find them and make sure they're enabled. Once done, click OK. Should appear on the lefty. Now we'll go into the Arduino tab. From there, now it's very important that you don't open the Arduino setup tool. If you do, you run the risk of erasing the controllers and your button boxes will be dead. So, you'll notice over here that my two are connected. If by any chance you don't see any of this, you might have or disabled or single Arduino selected. Make sure you have multiple Arduinos selected. So once they're all connected, head over to Control Mapper. Now, from here, you'll notice on left-hand output, we want to select Bridge. This should be already connected, so please do not flash update Bridge firmware. This will also erase the controllers. So once you have Bridge selected, this is connected. Head over to Add New Source Controller, and this will show up 4. So you've got 3 controllers in the right-hand box. So 1, 2, 3. 1 being all the main buttons, 2 being 2 of the funky switches, and number 3 being 1 of the funky switches. So go ahead and click on each one and add. And finally, the left one. As you can see, they're all connected. Now, the fun bit, the output mapping. Now in here, you've got the default SimHub buttons. Now this is where you just assign buttons to whatever you like. So at the moment, they've got shift, brake balance, turbo pressure, and so on. You don't see anything there that you like, or you want to change things, simply just go to Assign Roles, scroll down or select the one that you want to change, and just add in what you want it to be called. So, for this example, we'll just call this one Button 1, go to the next one, Button 2, you can all the pause, and so on, board. And once you're done, click OK. Now those new buttons have now been added to this output mapping list. Now from there, once you've decided, you can always come back to this as well if you've forgotten something. But now, to add these buttons to your button box. So, as mentioned earlier, your right side button box has got 3 controllers. So, C and TR1 are all your buttons. So, we'll go to that first. We'll just expand this. Click on Map Controller. And here you'll find that list that was over there. So we can go to our first button. Let's say we want the engine start button. So we'll head over to that. So click to assign. So click the mouse. Then press the button on your button box. So notice now it's assigned button 1. Now, for this, you'll just leave it as no transformation. Now for the next button, say you want a pit limiter. Click on there, then click the button that you want to be your pit limiter on your button box. There you see, it's assigned button 12. So anything that you want assigned for the right side buttons, just go through this list and assign them all. Once you've assigned them all, click OK. Then you can head over to either the left side, continue with your buttons, or if you want to assign your rotary encoders or funky switch, basically just click on it, map the controller, find what you want. Let's say it's ABS. ABS negative. We'll turn the knob. We'll go to positive. We'll turn it the other way. And there you have it. That's been assigned. Now there's a whole bunch of things that you can do. So if you want to use the joystick funky switch, obviously you probably have to add things in here. Something along the lines like black box up, black box down, black box left, black box right. Scroll down. There is a center push as well. So black box select, and so on. So once you've done that, let's go back in there. Go to controller 2, map controller, scroll all the way down where we've added them. We'll go black box up, click on that and select which funky switch it is. Next one is down, left, right, and center push. And there you have it. Funky switches are now programmed. Now, we'll go into the left side box, up controller. Now, for the left hand side, we have the ignition toggle switch. So this one's an important one. So we'll head over to ignition, click to assign, toggle your switch up and down. Now, for the toggle switch, what you want to do is change the no transformation to latching momentary. Once you've changed that, that's all you need to do. Then you can go through and, work out the rest of your buttons. Click OK once you're done. And there you have it. So obviously I haven't assigned anything on controller 3, but that's okay. You get the drift of it. Now, you'll see what buttons are assigned to what box. So if I go ahead and click the black box up, what I assigned, you can see it lights up. No, that's been right. Center push, ABS, and so on. So even on the start, engines, that will light up. Pit limiter will light up as well. down here, ignition toggle. If I toggle that up, now you'll notice it blinked bright, and now it's sort of like a really faint red. That means it's still on. So if I flick it down, it turns off completely. So now that that's done, what you can do is head over to this part here. Now the best way to do this is through your phone. So open the mapping assistant on your phone. Click on that. Now you can either scan the QR code on your phone, and that will open up your web browser, and it'll give you a list of all the pre-named buttons that we did earlier. Or you can enter the URL here that's assigned to your computer. Now once you open that up on your phone, then you can head over to your game and start assigning buttons that way. So, go to the settings, in-game settings, and just go through one by one your buttons. Now, on your phone, that is where you would assign your button. So you wanted start engine, in-game, click the part where it says to assign a start engine button. Once you've clicked, then go onto your phone and select the start engine button. And it's simple as that. So, now that you've assigned all those buttons, we can head over and set up our iFlags. So, head over to an Arduino tab, click on RGB matrix. Now you'll notice this is all empty. You want to do is add effect. So what I like to do is when the game's not running, when I'm just in Windows, I just like to have a little animation on my screen, my flags. So I'll go down and find when game is not running, select that, add. Now this will pop up. Now in here, what you'll do is you'll add effect. Now from here, the effect will be animation. Click on that, add. We'll bring up another sub-menu. Expand that. This will open up. Now in here, you go to edit animation. Another screen will pop up, and this is what your flags will look like. So in here, you can actually draw anything you'd like for it to appear on flags. So for this example, I'll just do an 8. And that's 3. You can change colors or do whatever you like. But the blue will only show up anything that's checkered grey and white. That's going to stay off. So if I hit OK, as you can see up here, your flags shows that. And you also notice that has now appeared on your flags on your dash. Now if by any chance they're upside down, wrong way around, just go over to hardware settings. Click on that and just change your rotation. So you'll notice you've got your right side and you've got your left side. So the right side, portrait. So my example, mine look like they are correct. So I'm just going to leave it at portrait 180. And this one is at portrait. Now from here, what I'd like you to do is the right side, I'd like you to change that to number 2. And the left side, we'll keep it at number 1. Once you've done that, click OK. And then from here, we've created our animation. Now what we want to do is we want to clone this. So we're going to hover over the top of this, find clone effect, click, and there we go. Now it's cloned this whole section. Now what we want to do is expand this, and we want to change this to number 2, matrix start position, number 2. Now this is going to be our right side screen. So this one here is our left, this one here is our right. Once we've done that, we can just minimize that. And now we'll go into add an effect while the game is running. So add effect, scroll down till you find when game is running, add, there you have it, it's added. Now from here you want to expand this, you want to add the effects. Now here we'll add flags, click add, and then we'll add another effect, spotter. Now what I like to do with spotter is this being number 1, which is the left side, instead of having the brackets, I want to have the arrows animation. So I'm going to select that. Once I've done that, this is all corresponding to the left side box. Now to do the same for the right hand box, hover over the top of when game is running, clone that effect. There you go. It's popped up. Expand that. Scroll down. Go to spotter overlay again. And now we're going to change this to right arrow animation. With the flags, you don't really need to do anything there. That's already very preset. And just minimize these for now. Now to check those flags out and stuff like that, you can open up Test Data Editor. So we'll bring up another small window, make this bigger. Now you can go down to your spotter and have a look at those flags and animations on your dash. So if you tick box that will show up, and even the right side. I've done something wrong here. Game is running. Sorry. Go back to the second one when game is running and change that to number 2. Forgot to do that. So if we open up Test Editor now you'll see these animations show up when you tick them. So that will only appear if there's a car on your left or your right, not on both. You can also check your flags, which here. So if you click that, it'll pop up on your dash. White flag, blue flag, yellow flag, and so on. Now in here also, you can add other effects. So if you wanted to add a gear, static effect, anything you like that can be controlled by the game, you can do so. But for this purpose, we've only got flags and spotter. Now, because this is all set up, now we'll go to the gear indicator that's on the dash. Now, if you head over to Displays, Display and Alerts, you can copy this section here if you want. So maximum brightness, I've got a 0 at the moment. That's fine. You can change the orientation. Make sure this is custom matrix font 8x8. These are all ticked. These are unticked. And that's all you got to do there for the gear indicator. Now, to set up the screens. The digit displays. Click on screens. Now you'll notice there's probably preloaded stuff here from SimHub. What you could do, see I've already got one preset. What you could do is add your new screen. Click on that. You want to give it a name. So let's type in the demo springs. I want to make sure that I have this in-game screen enabled. Now you can either select only your title or all of the games. What I like to do is I will select just my game or platform, which is iRacing. Click on that. That's selected. Now we're going to go into modules. So the right side has one module, left side has two modules. So the right side, what we'll do is click on the module. Over here in this area, we want to pad. So head over to SimHub property. And in this little box here, we want to pick. So in here, there's a whole bunch of things that you can choose from. Now, instead of going through that whole list, if you know what you're looking for, simply type it up here. So let's say speed. Don't hit enter, just type the words in. This list will get shorter, as you saw. And just look for what you're actually looking for. So I'm looking for game data speed in kilometers per hour. I'll click on that. Click OK. Now that's popped up in here. Now, because the speed only takes up 3 digits, but this screen is a 6-digit display, I can add maybe another item there to this. So I'll just click add. Go to SimHub property. I'll go to pick. And what I want to add is maybe fuel laps remaining. So if I just type in fuel, you got to spell. There we go. All the fuel options are there. Yeah. Let's have a look. We've got fuel laps remaining. There we go. Select that. Hit OK. Now that's popped up. Now you'll notice that the 2 digits are next to each other. What we want to do is separate them. But also you can change the order. So if you want the speed on the right and the laps on the left, or vice versa, you just basically drag them in the order that you want. Now to change and separate these, what we want to do is maybe on the first one, we'll probably need to fiddle around with this a little bit till you get it right. Click on there, start with right align. We'll make this display length 3. And then we'll go to shield laps remaining. Now this one, probably change that to 2. Maybe we'll right align that. And we'll go back to speed. Maybe we'll untick right align. There we go. it's gone over to the left. If you want to swap them around, basically just drag them in the order that you want. And then you just basically need to swap these around so they're right aligned. So there we go. Got the speed that's on this side. Got the laps remaining on this side. Now to the next module. On the left-hand side box. I'm going to add Slim Hub property. IC. Now let's say we want lap time. So maybe we'll just type in lap time. There we go. List gone shorter. So current lap time. There we go. You'll select that. Hit OK. So that will show you your current lap time, and that timer will be ticking over as you're driving. Now, on the side here, property format, we might want to change that to MMSSFFF. There we go. We've put that in. Change the display length to 6. Either right align it or not. And it's saved. Oh, no. There we go. Demo screen. Go back into it. Now we're going to the left side, module 2. Now for module 2, we'll add Sim Hub property, pick. Now we had lap time, so maybe we can type in lap. And current lap time, no. Current lap time, no. Maybe last lap time. So we'll click on that. Click OK. That'll show up. Change this property format to this one here, MMSSFFF. Change that to 6. And now you've got all 3 modules set up. Once you've done that, click Save. Now, you'll notice your new module is all the way down the bottom. You'll see over here, Order Matters. Use drag and drop to reorder your screens. So we want to make this all the way up the top. So we'll click and hold and just drag it all the way up until it gets to the top and drop it there. Now that is your main screen. So that's it for screens. Now, to go into the wind sim. So go into the Shake It Wind. Now, over here, you want to make sure that this is enabled. Enable idle wind, but make sure all this here is not enabled. Make sure this is enabled. You can copy all these settings if you like. These are all the defaults. Keep mine at automatic. Make sure cockpit mode is off. Same with forced wind. All them is off. Now you might also want to check the orientation of your fans. So go to Output Configuration. Make sure Arduino is enabled. Expand the menu of that. And make sure that channel 1 and channel 2 are assigned to either left or right. If they are the wrong way around, you can always change them around. Once you've done that, go back to Win Profile. Now you can toggle on and off the left side to see them working. Once you've got them orientated the correct way, you're good to go. So there you have it. That is the ButtonBox setup. So if you have any questions or if you run into problems, just let me know and I'll try and help you as much as I can. Thanks. Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention is what I like to do is record a session of a race or a practice so you can test all these settings out on your dash. So if you go into SimHub and click record, select your screen and record your session. And once you've recorded it, you can go back into SimHub and replay your race or your practice. And you can just fast forward to parts where you want to see. And from here, you can actually adjust some of your settings for your screens and see how things work. So there you have it. I think that's a neat feature that SimHub have got. So give it a go. Okay, catch ya.